Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So for today I am doing a very special video. I am doing the Keeper book tag by Kim Chance. And before I zoom back in and do a little bit better framing with this video, I just wanted to show this shirt. I actually got it from teespring.com, Kim Chance, and I believe some other authors were doing a fundraiser, all author writing related, and she did this one, Dreams Don't Work Unless You Do. This is something Kim Chance does all the time in her videos, and it's something I personally believe as well. And so I just wanted to show my shirt before I zoom back in and get started. And I think it's still on sale. I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to double check, but if it is, I will put the link down below so you can order your own, or you can get a different color or mugs or different expressions. She's got loads of stuff up there. So yes, this is the Keeper book tag that Kim Chance made a couple weeks ago, I believe. All in hype and promotion for her newest and first and most amazing upcoming new book, Keeper, which will be released January 30th. I am so excited. I believe I just got a notification that my book is going to ship soon. Also, I will link down below Kim Chance's original book tag, so if you want to do it, if you want to see her answers, or if you want to just search for other people's answers, I definitely encourage that. It's been really fun. She made a lot of really fun questions that I haven't really heard that often, and so it was fun to try and come up with answers and not have them all be Harry Potter related, because I'm reading Harry Potter right now, and so it's really fresh in my mind, and each answer I was like, oh, but this would be perfect for Harry Potter. No. And so I'm happy to report I only did one Harry Potter answer. You should be really proud of me. Let's get going. All right, question number 1. So these aren't really questions, they're more like fill in the blanks. But number 1, Keeper, a book you'll keep reading over and over. This one I was gonna say Harry Potter, but since I shouldn't say it for every answer, I am choosing On Writing by Stephen King. I've talked about this book so much on my channel, and it's a book I have read through 3 times now, and I'm actually gonna start reading it again, just to kind of get me back into the writing mode for my own book, because I have to finish revising that. But as you can see, my copy is heavily highlighted, just because I love it. I think I might actually listen to his audiobook on this next. I know he did his own audiobook, so that might be a fun way to read it next instead of just abusing this book. So that's on my to be read for 2018, or reread. All right, question number 2. Lainey and Maggie, favorite bookish friendship. So for this, I was gonna say Harry and Ron if I was going to give a Harry Potter answer, but since I'm not, I have to say, oh, almost dropped my books in my lap. Nancy Drew, Bess Marvin, and George Fane, and even Ned Dickerson at times in the Nancy Drew series. They're not on the cover. I looked at the books that I have here. I don't have all of my books here. A lot of them are back home in Maine. But I couldn't find one with all 3 of them on the cover, so I just did this one because it's one of my favorite ones with the 3 of them. Also a video game if you want to play. But yeah, I love their friendship. I love that they stand by Nancy no matter what. Nancy's not always the best friend to them. Like, Nancy, she loves mystery more than anything else in the world, but they always stick with her, and when push comes to shove, she does always stand by her friends. She stands up for her friends. Nancy would be a Gryffindor through and through with a lot of Ravenclaw. Haley, not Harry Potter. Get out of Harry Potter. I'm sorry. I'm trying so hard. Question number 3. Which witch? Favorite bookish witch or warlock? Well, I'm not going to say Hermione Granger, so I'm going to say instead, and I don't have the book with me, I actually loaned it to a friend, but that would be Yelena from the, she's not from the Glass Study series. That would be Yelena from the Study series by Maria Snyder. What's the first book? Poison Study. So this was a book series that a friend actually recommended to me, and I usually don't read books friends recommend to me that often just because I have so many books I want to read already on my own. But I decided to take a chance on this one. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it, loved it, loved it. I think it would make an amazing movie. But yeah, so Yelena, she doesn't know she's a witch. I don't think she's ever called a witch. She's just called a magician in general. But I figure, yeah, close enough. Yelena is just, she is so mentally strong and just such a strong character, and she's discovering her magic for the first time through this entire series, and I love her. I think she's such a great role model, and yeah, I love that series. Okay, question number 4. The Master, A book villain you love to hate. Not gonna say Voldemort. So for this one, and I also don't have this one because I brought it back home because I simply don't have enough room. If you see my little tiny bookshelf, I have more bookshelves in the living room, but I don't have enough room for all my Stephen King books. But it would be The Stand by Stephen King. That's not a villain. It would be Randall Flagg in The Stand by Stephen King. He is just the most evil. I mean, he's supposed to be like kind of a walking representation of the devil, essentially. And so, yeah, you really, I enjoy watching him go down, even though he comes back in other Stephen King books because you can't really take him down, but you could definitely delay him. And The Stand is just definitely one of my top 3 Stephen King books. It was #1 for a long time, and then Bag of Bones replaced it this year. Okay, number 5, Kim Chance, a book you're glad you took a chance on. That would be, and I do have it here, the Betsy Tacy series, or the Betsy Tacy Treasury series? Yeah, they're part of the Betsy Tacy books. These are, it was a book that I was reading one day at work when I worked at a candy store in Maine, and they also have books there. And it's kind of a children's book, as you can see, and it's an old book. It was written in the 40s, I believe. Yes, it was first published in 1940, and it just didn't seem like a book I would really care for. I didn't have much interest in historical fiction or anything like that, especially this era. Oh, it was written in the 40s, but it takes place in like 1908 in like a small town in Minnesota. And like, that just wasn't something I was interested in, but I was so bored this day at work. There was no customers, so it was sitting there because someone had decided not to buy it, so it was at the counter, and I just kind of picked it up and started reading it. And just something about the stories, I mean, the books itself don't have this incredible arc plotline. It's kind of just a collection of little stories of this girl's life, who the author, Maud Hart Lovelace, she very, very heavily bases it on her own life growing up. They even have pictures in the back of like who the characters were based on. And it was so cool just to see how similar, you know, it's kind of a girl's coming of age story. So you start off with these when she is entering kindergarten for the first time, and there's 4 books total, and it ends with her being married and her adjusting to marriage life. So it goes through her entire life and everything that takes place in between. And it just was so cool to me to see like how similar her issues were. Like, I mean, the problems obviously varied a little bit in coming of age, and like things were a little bit more conservative back then, I guess. Like Betsy talks about how this boy like held her hand when she was walking back, like, and she wasn't expecting it, and like how her going through her mental like, I don't really want this, but I don't know how to speak up, and then finally it sounds silly, but I just really enjoyed it. It was such a wonderful escape. The books also came to me at a time that was really hard in my life. I had just gotten broken up with for the first time. I was devastated, and so they were such a magical escape, and they were so simple. I would just sit there in lectures in class and just read them. Like, anytime I felt sad, I would read them, and I finished the series in probably like a month. And the books are pretty big, and there's, like I said, 4 of them. Yeah, I love them. So that whole series, I would say I was glad I took a chance on, because they're books I never would have picked up on my own had chance not laid them in my lap. Okay, question number 6. Gareth, is that how you say his name? Gareth and Serena, favorite non-blood, non-related family. Okay, I can finally say Harry Potter. For this one, I have to say Harry Potter and the Weasley family. I mean, come on, like, this is the best. When I read this book, okay, so I'm on the 4th one right now, and anytime I get to a scene where the Weasleys sort of step up and encompass Harry into their family, I get so choked up. I think it's so beautiful. Like, right now, spoiler, the 3rd task, when Harry thinks, like, they're told that their families are there to like watch the first task and to go meet them, and Harry's like, well, obviously my family's not here, so he goes to leave, and Cedric's like, yo, Harry, what are you doing? Like, get in here, your family's waiting. And Harry's like, what? I don't have any family. And he walks in, and there's Mrs. Weasley and Bill Weasley. It's so sweet. There's this like Tumblr post that's shared a lot that talks, it's like, you know, imagining Harry's mom, Lily, greeting Mrs. Weasley like in heaven or whatever and saying like, thank you for taking care of my son, I took care of Fred. I don't know, it just gets me. I can't even talk about it. I can't talk about it. Question number 7. Tie. Favorite mysterious male character. Now I understand I read this question wrong because this character is not really like mysterious and dreamy, but more he solves mysteries. And that would be Hercule Poirot. I can't say his name out loud for the life of me, and I even listened to the audiobook, so I've heard his name said 1,000 times. I just cannot say his name. And it's his series is written by Agatha Christie. So that's my answer. I love him. I think he's so funny. He's a little bit different from the movie version they just did. I really liked the movie version, don't get me wrong. I'm really excited for Death on the Nile. I haven't even read that book yet, so I'm kind of contemplating, should I read the book first or should I see the movie, because I'm excited. But he's just so quirky and just so sure of himself. I love his confidence in life, but he's not like, I mean, he's a little cocky sometimes. I don't know. He's my favorite mystery character, not mysterious character. Question number 8. Holy Crapkittens. That's a Kim Chanceism if you didn't know. A book you had a strong reaction to. Okay, this is another in the study series, sort of. So after the study series that Maria Snyder wrote, she wrote the Glass series, which it takes one of the characters from the study series and focuses on her and the timeline still moving forward. So there's 3 books, and the last one is called Spyglass. Okay, I'm a huge book lover. It takes a lot for me to dislike a book or dislike a book ending. Like, I'm very much of the idea of, I guess they call it canon, where what the author says is true, and I accept it and I embrace it and blah. Like, for example, I liked the ending to How I Met Your Mother because that's what happened and that's how it was written. So that gives you an idea. This was not the case in this. So I'm not gonna spoil anything because I think it's a great series still and you should read it. And I loved every single book in that series and I loved every single chapter in the last book except for the very end. I was so angry. I was so mad. I literally wanted to throw the book across the room. I've never had such a strong reaction to a book in my life. I refuse to ever read it again. I'll still recommend it just because it was good, but the ending, I mean, it didn't even make sense. It wasn't as if I was angry at the outcome, like character death or anything like that. It was that it just didn't make sense. It came out of nowhere, and from what I could see on Goodreads and other people who've read the book, a lot of people agree with me. It was like, what was she on? Like, what was she thinking? She's got daughters. How could she do this for an ending? I don't think it would be well received this day and age. I mean, it certainly wasn't well received then, which was like 5 years ago, but even less well received now. Basically, the character makes a choice I strongly disagree with regarding a boy. And everyone's like, even in the book, all the characters are like, are you nuts? And she's like, but it's love. And you're like, that's not love. Like, strong reaction. I want her to do a follow-up book where she realizes she's insane or something. Come on, Maria, I'm waiting. Okay, moving on from that. Last question. Oh, last question. Magic Always Leaves a Mark. A book that had a big impact on you. Well, I'm gonna cheat with this one. It's not really cheating, because it is a book. It's just not a published book. But that would have to be my own book, Guardians of the Skulls by me, Haley Bascom. The first draft's been written. It is in the revising stage, and hopefully soon it'll be moving on to the editing stage and the beta reading stage. Obviously, this book had a huge impact on me. I'm somebody that really struggles to see things through in my own personal life. You know, I highly prioritize school and work projects, and in my own personal life I kind of tend to be on the wayside, or put those on the wayside, you know what I mean? So the fact that I actually took the time to sit down and do this last year and write it for myself was huge, and it made me realize, like, writing a book was something I always thought was this huge goal, almost unattainable goal. I would have had to have all the time off in the world to do it. I would have had to have all the focus in the world to do it, and I don't have either of those things. I struggle focusing. I struggle with procrastination. I struggle with getting off the couch once I'm seated down. Like, I've been known not to leave the couch an entire day, and you know what? I'm not that ashamed of that, So the fact that I actually sat down and accomplished something so huge and so important to me is just amazing, and it just inspires me to keep going and keep moving. And I definitely have big plans for my book this year, and I hope you guys stick around to see it, because like I said, I know I've kind of talked about this in a video before, how I'll be wanting beta readers, and that's still very true. Ideally, I would like to have, I don't know, like 10 to 15, quite a handful, just to really get a grasp, just because I've never written a book before, so I don't know, I need an extra set of eyes. And so if you are interested, please stick with me. I will definitely be putting out a call for beta readers once that gets closer, which probably won't be for a few months, to be honest, just because I want to get it looking good first. Alright, that is it for Kim Chance's Keeper book tag. If you've done the book tag already yourself, please let me know. I would love to watch it and subscribe to you guys. I know that there is a small YouTuber apocalypse going on right now, especially with the partnership program. I've had a lot of people who have said like they don't really understand, you know, why people are getting so upset about them raising the bar for the partnership program, you know, because if you're a small YouTuber, you don't really make much money anyway. I mean, when I was in the partnership program, I made enough to, like, I joke, buy myself a cup of coffee every few months. Like, that's how little you make. But it's really not about that. You know, videos that are in the partnership program or that are monetized, they get better spots in the algorithm. So like the search terms, they're going to be higher up. The recommended videos, they're going to pop up more often. And so it's easier to grow your channel once you're part of that partnership program. If you're not, you're kind of lost in the void. And so that's why, you know, I understand why they're raising these bars, but I wish they would answer those questions and kind of work with the algorithm a little bit then, since they are going to be, you know, cutting out a lot of people. I was this close to being part of the partnership program again, and I thought I was gonna hit it by the end of next month, and I was excited because I've been part of it before, but then they, you know, raised the restrictions and I got cut out, and now I thought I was gonna get it again, and now I'm not. And so for me, I'm really not going to be affected by this at all, except that it's just gonna take me longer to get there. I'm gonna have to save my pennies other ways. But I do highly support anyone who is affected by this. If you've got a small YouTube channel, please let me know. I would love to subscribe to you. I watch YouTube like it's going out of style. I am constantly looking at writing videos, and I love finding new channels and watching them. And I don't always comment on everyone's video, just because, like, you know, I'll watch one and then I click the recommended and next there, you know, I like keep going. So even if I don't comment, that doesn't mean I didn't like it. My liked playlist on this channel is actually quite active. You know, if you're interested in seeing other great writing videos or small YouTuber videos, go check out that playlist. I'll even include it in a link below. So if you don't see a comment from me, you might see a like from me, and there you go. All right. That is it for now. If you have any other book tags you would like me to do, if you do this yourself, if you have done this yourself, blah 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 blah, let me know. Comment, just keep comment whatever you want. Comment how much you love Harry Potter. Comment how much you hate the ending to the Glass Study series. Comment that I need to calm down. I don't know. Just comment. Just let me know. Let me know. As you guys know, one of my goals is to put out more videos, and so I've come up with a schedule of Mondays and Saturdays is when I'll be uploading. I know in a video a couple videos ago I said Fridays, and I might have mentioned Monday, Friday, but I'm gonna change that to Saturday just because I still work on Fridays, and so getting out, it was a lot to like edit. And so Saturday just gives me the flexibility. I can film on the weekends. Like for example, today is Sunday and I am filming because I have the day off. Right, this video is getting way too long. I'm sorry. I try to make short videos and I fail every time. That should be my other resolution, Haley. Make videos under 10 minutes. I don't know if it's possible. I ramble. Okay, I will see you guys on Saturday then, because this is going up on Monday. Okay, I'm getting the hang of this. We can do this. Okay, bye guys, see you Saturday.